Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Destiny Rising, the latest game in the Destiny universe. This is a mobile game that is free to play. It relies on gotcha elements, so you know, all that good stuff. However, today I'm going to be focusing on how you can play it on PC. I know there's already been a bunch of videos out here on how to play it on PC, or even how to play it on I know if you got your phone, you can connect your phone to a TV, connect your controller to your phone, and it's just like you're playing on a console if you've got a good enough phone. However, I like to play this game on PC. It literally looks exactly like Destiny 2, maybe with a little bit worse graphics, but it still looks really good anyway. So you're going to want to come over to the official Destiny Rising website. I will leave the link down below in the description. And you can see here you've got download on the App Store, download it on Google Play, or you can just click this play on PC button, which downloads something called an emulator. Now if you don't know what an emulator is, it basically like emulates, that's what it's called, an emulator. It basically simulates you having a mobile phone device on your PC. So the one I'm most familiar with is BlueStacks. However, MUMU emulator, which is the one you're going to download once you press this, it's recommended that you use MUMU emulator, just because this is the one also developed by NetEase, the people who also made Destiny Rising. I'm not going to download it, but once you download that, it should literally just be like an exe file, and then you will end up with this. Once you boot it up for the first time, you will get MUMU Play. What this does is, you know, it just acts as a phone basically. However, it's a phone, but you're still using your PC's power kind of thing. So if you go into the settings of this, you can choose a graphics renderer. So I've gone for Vulkan. That's the one I think everyone recommends. Now your performance settings, I think I've got an 8-core CPU, so that's why I'm keeping it on medium, because I'm like 6 cores just for this is a bit much, I think. Base this off of what your PC specs are. If you don't know how many cores it has, you can come down here to the taskbar, right click on it and press Task Manager, and then you can go over here to Performances, and it should show you how many cores yours has. So you can see mine has 8 cores, hence why I'm keeping it on medium. Now this setting here, this forced use of discrete graphics card, I've seen people turn that on. I don't actually know what that does. To me, that sounds like it's going to start using your integrated graphics if you got it. I don't actually know what that does, so I'm going to keep it turned off, if I'm being totally honest. Maybe someone can update me in the comments of what that actually does. Now, for your display, it's basically emulating a tablet. It's not exactly a mobile. If you put it onto phone, it would be, instead of it being 1920 by 1080, it would be 1080 by 1920, which basically puts it in the vertical format, and put the highest resolution you can. If you've got a little bit of a worse PC, you can put it down to maybe like 1280 by 720. However, this generally you want to put it as what your monitor's highest resolution is. So for me, that's 1080p, so that's 1920 by 1080. If you've got a 4K monitor, I think you might be able to put this up to 4K. However, there's also ultra wide as well. So if you've got an ultra wide monitor, you can spread it across the screen as well and not have any like black bars on the side. So if I put it on phone, it would literally look awful, because there'd be like 2 black bars on this side and like this side, and it wouldn't be very good. Now, for maximum FPS, basically, depending on your monitor's refresh rate, this could be different for everyone. However, if you've got like a 144Hz monitor, I still wouldn't even recommend putting it at 144Hz. Like my monitor is a 240Hz, but I've got it down at 120 because I do believe that is the maximum FPS that Destiny Rising allows anyway. If you set it to 120, you should be good to go. You can always increase it later on if you think it is actually going to make a difference. However, I don't think it will. However, that is pretty much everything from that. You can now just go and X out of that, and all of it will be saved. And to power this on, all you need to do is press this power button, and you'll start it to boot up. Basically, it's going to go through this loading process because you are essentially booting up a phone for the first time in a way. That is essentially what this is doing. You put it into full screen. Bear in mind, F11 will put it into true full screen, I think, or whatever that's called. Basically, it will get rid of these bars on the side, it'll get rid of your taskbar, and it will be literally the only thing here. If you're one of those people that don't like it, so like when you're in full screen in games and you alt tab out, it will like go black and like shut down the game. That doesn't do that. I can do this. I can press the Windows button. It's perfectly fine. I can move over to another screen, and it doesn't do any of that stuff. And then to get Destiny Rising, it's just, you know, as if you were using a phone. If you used to iPhones, and this might not be as good for you, however, let's just go over to the Play Store and search on Destiny Rising. And here we are, Destiny Rising. It has an update apparently. I was literally playing it like 10 minutes ago, but I'll update it. You know, basically this will just have an install. It'll take a little while to install. I believe it's like 2 or 3 gigabytes, but then you've also obviously got stuff on inside the actual game to install it as well. And then just boot up into the game. You might have to log in for the first time, you know, make an account if you haven't already, or maybe you've been playing this on mobile and you want to give it a try on PC. Say you got like a laptop or something, I'm sure you could probably get a solid 60 FPS on most devices. While this launches up, let me just say I have been really enjoying this game at the minute. So if you are a little bit hesitant on giving this game a try just because it's got those gotcha elements, I would say give this a try. Even if you are on mobile, I can see if you've only got a mobile device to play on and not a PC, why it might put you off. One of my friends doesn't like this game just because he has to play on his phone and he can't like connect it to his TV or whatever. So I can get why it might put some people off, but you know, there's no harm in giving it a try, essentially. Like, you can do a lot of this stuff in this game for like free. So as you can see, we are in here now. We are loading into Haven, which is essentially the tower in this game. And I mean, it's already looking pretty good. You can go here. Once you first load into the game, I don't think you can access settings until you get further on, until you can pull out your ghost. However, on PC, it is literally just tab to pull out your ghost, and you can access these settings. So this game literally has built-in mouse and keyboard support and controller support. There's really nothing stopping this game from coming to like console or even a like actual PC port. The only thing that potentially would stop it would be if Bungie has any say. If Bungie doesn't have any say, then I don't see why this couldn't come to console or PC in the future. However, if it has to go through Bungie and Bungie has to allow it, then yeah, no, this game has never come to console or PC. However, you can adjust your sensitivity in here, your ADS sensitivity, and your keybinds. So if you want your abilities to be certain keybinds, I've kept mine as the default. You can also come down to the graphic settings as well. Change this to whatever you want, whatever works best for your device. See, I've got it set as 90 FPS max right there, because when I was at 120 it was stuttering a little bit and I was getting a few frame drops, and 90 seems to be, I get a constant 90, that works. So you can set it to performance if you want the most performance, or quality if you want it to look the best. There's also audio as well that you can mess around with. It is all good. And you'll see the UI is totally different. If you're playing on mobile, you'll have all these buttons out here. You can see the stuff's all on the bottom left, like Destiny. You know, you got the mini map up there as well. It's not all in your face like it will be if you are on mobile, because you got all these buttons to press and stuff. Honestly, this game's great. Now you guys should be able to know how to play this game on PC, and it works perfectly fine. If you want to exit the game, all you have to do is press F11 if you're on full screen, and literally you can go and X out of it here, and you'll be back to the start screen as well. Okay, that is all for this video. Very simple video. Hope this guide helped you out at all. I do want to make more videos on this game. I'm just not too sure on what. I kind of want to make a tier list, but I don't have everyone unlocked yet. And I'm not going to spin for Gwyn anymore, because I want to save up for the next banner that's coming out, because she looks pretty sick. But if you got any video ideas, let me know down below in the comments. I might do a raid video if I get down to the raid at some point. However, I am going to do it with randoms, which could be an interesting kind of concept. So we'll see how that goes. I might try that tomorrow though, because that should be when I'm up to power for it. And it shouldn't be as hard. It's just the mechanics you got to worry about. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, click this video on screen now if you enjoyed this one, because you'll probably enjoy that one even more. And I'll be sure to see you guys over there.